Scarpins Avenue.
While I held you with our undries.
Hey guys, we are back. It is the Sklar Brothers. This is Scarborough Country, the Virus Edition.
We are back from the weekend. We're not back from the other episode. You made it seem like we were
doing another thing. I mean, we're back on the next day. So it's the Sklar Brothers, Scarborough Country, the Virus Edition, a.k.a. the Panty Pods, a.k.a. the Basement Takes, even though we're upstairs.
Yes.
We just recorded our finale, sort of series wrap-up of the Tiger King. With Daniel Van Kirk, and that's going to drop in our Dumb People Town feed. That drops today as this thing is dropping, so check that out.
We give you a hate index. Who do we hate the most in that series?
That's what that series should have been called. So how are you doing? We are hoping that with this podcast, we give you 25, 30 minutes of just, you're not thinking about stuff that's going on. And that is our hope is that you can walk around, whether it's in your house, in your apartment,
in the Chilean mine you're trapped in.
If you're washing dishes in the Chilean mine that you're trapped in, hopefully you're listening to us as you're washing the dishes in the Chilean mine that you're trapped in. If you are walking around your neighborhood, you're doing it by yourself, you've got a mask on, you're listening, this is the time for you to listen to us. You got to walk your dog. We get it.
This is a tough week. We understand that. We understand that the world is that we're peaking as a nation in terms of the difficult run we're going through. So we're here to give you that little lift. We have to talk about Oklahoma as a state.
We'll get into Oklahoma. Let me just say later in the show, our buddy Ben Lee, fantastic musician. How can I not say musician?
Musician. You were having a lot of trouble, Randy.
Musician.
Jesus Christ. Musician Ben Lee sent us a song. Actually, it's a rendition of an old song that he did that I have now watched the video 10 times. It has nearly brought me to tears.
He is so good. It's so essential and actually relevant for right now. So.
Art will bring us through. Artistic creation will bring us through. And he, at the end of this show, stick around to the end because we're going to play a little video.
Play that video of Ben Lee singing his song for you.
So if you're listening, you can hear it. If you go to our YouTube page, which we have a YouTube page, which is going to be up and ready and rocking very soon, hopefully by the end of this week, maybe by next week, called Scarborough Country, where all of these episodes and Cheap Seats episodes and lots of great things that you love will be there. So we'll expect you guys all to subscribe to that,
which would be great.
Let's get into it.
Let's start in Oklahoma. First, you gave us Joe Exotic, and then Jeff Lowe and his Affliction for Affliction t-shirts.
I mean, that guy is the king of the Affliction t-shirt.
And now this. You're on a bad run. Okay.
See.
Yeah. So here's something that nobody wants in this day and age. A newspaper last week printing...
I saw this.
Printing false April Fool's Day stories. Not when people are calling the media fake news, Jay.
You can't do that.
You cannot do that.
You cannot do, even if you think it's funny.
You don't need to give people actual real fake news in this time. That's what the Onion is for.
It gave me a headache.
This is what the Onion is for. The Onion does it better than you. They're going to be as funny as you think you are. See, now what you did, Oklahoma newspaper, is you're like that drunk guy
who's talking at a comedy show
and is like, I can do it. Let me tell you something.
Or they're like, I'm helping you out. No, you're not. You're not helping us out, and you can't do comedy. You think you're funny?
You think it's only 2 steps up to the stage, those 2 small steps up there? Those 2 steps represent 20 years. You cannot get up on the stage and do what you think you can do.
And in both cases, with this fake news story on April Fool's Day and the drunk dummy who gets on stage and tries to be funny, you think you're funnier than you are.
That's right.
The answer is you are not funny.
So Oklahoma is a state that nearly 20% of its voting population almost voted for Joe Exotic
as their governor.
Yeah. In the gubernatorial race, they were willing to let a man who illegally bred tiger cubs for sale.
So now they want to get into the April Fool's fake news story game. Good for you, Oklahoma.
An Oklahoma newspaper has retracted a coronavirus-related story it published on April Fool's Day. Yeah, because that's fun.
So if you're going to make if you're going to make a Fool's story, have it have nothing to do with...
That's right. Don't let it be like pertinent information that could change the way people behave.
Kardashians to open amusement park in Norman.
There you go. That's a funny story.
You enter through the rear. You can't get in through the front of the park.
It's like, to me, whenever Anderson Cooper does like New Year's Eve,
I'm like, I don't want to see you drunk.
Nope.
I don't want to see you.
It's hard to come back after that and then
be like a hard hitting news guy.
And I like Anderson Cooper. I
love him.
Don't do New Year's Eve. You don't need to. We don't need that. That's not something you should. Kathy Griffin should do New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Nobody else do New Year's Eve.
Period.
All right. Leave it to the comics to do it. You don't have to do it.
So they put out this news story that created panic among parents and teachers, I think, of
Everyone.
So, by the way,
you can't come back from this and then report on the actual coronavirus.
it's like
saying, I got a recommendation letter from this clown I met at a birthday party.
for like a new job, a recommendation.
He wrote me a recommendation letter. It's like, yeah, but he's a clown at a birthday party. So he's a part-time notary.
He's a notary public.
Notary public.
And
So
a full-time pedophile. I was going to say pedophile. You were going to say player. I was going to
Like
say pedophile.
pedophile.
Because if you're a grown man and you're a clown at kids' birthday parties, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. So the Sapulpa Times, you know the Sapulpa Times. It's the Oklahoman.
It's the paper of record in our great United States.
Also issued an apology on its website for a story that claims Sapulpa students would have to repeat an entire school year. Now, as parents of kids who are off of school, who are facing the large possibility that they're not going back to school this year, that for the rest of this year, for the entire month of April, for the entire month of May, and the first week or so of June, they're going to have to do the 2 weeks of June. They're going to have to be homeschooled.
Right.
Now you're telling in a newspaper, that all those kids have to repeat that year next year. Seniors, juniors.
This is not a time to whip out your War of the Worlds scenario because people will freak out. If your kids got that email, they would be throwing stuff around their rooms.
They would be throwing stuff around their rooms, and we would have to keep all the sharp stuff away from them. That's how seriously they would lose their minds.
Yeah.
And not in a good way. The Oklahoma State Board of Education ordered all public schools to close beginning March 17th. Thankfully,
Good.
Due to
they were
coronavirus.
on board a little bit.
Including the schools in Sapulpa, which is southwest of Tulsa now, Jay.
March 17th, by the way, also kind of late.
Kind of late.
But
Kind of
fine.
late.
Fine.
Teachers and students all over the country are now stuck at home, by the way, with their class pets. Did you know that? Who's going to take care of the guinea pig that nobody
I
wants?
thought you were talking about teachers' pets.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but the class
Them
pets
too.
All right, and the story was not endorsed.
Approved by or even known by any of the Sapulpa schools
So
administration.
these guys went on out on a limb at this newspaper, and they didn't even check in with the schools. Hey, by the way, guys, we're going to run a fake story.
Yeah.
And it's going to be kind of silly, and whatever. It'll be fine.
Frantic parents and angry teachers. That's what they're dealing with at the newspaper, all because someone was like, this will be fun. It's not going to be fun. You trust me, as fun as you think it's going to be, it is not going to be fun.
It's not funny. It's not like if you say, let's see how many Jello shots we can get into this guy before the night's over. That's not even funny.
Well, he's fine the whole night. He's standing up. You wound up getting 12 in him.
Right.
And then on the Uber ride home, he throws up in the Uber.
but it's not funny. That's not funny.
That's not funny. That's when someone says, how funny would it be if it's not funny? Then he throws up in the Uber, okay?
And then
that's what's happening. And then you leave. Now the Uber driver has to clean up his own car. Or even if you're like, we'll clean it up. There's no way drunk people are going to clean it up the right way.
No.
Okay, so now this guy threw up in this guy's car, and now it's someone else's problem.
And it's not like Oklahoma schools don't have issues that they're dealing with that are more important.
Yeah, like how to get creationism into every single curriculum.
Hang on a second.
Right?
That doesn't seem right.
They can't be now having to put out statements that say you don't have to repeat next year, guys. That was just some dummy trying to do an April Fool's prank.
You can't make this. I mean, you literally. I don't want to draw the line, but you can't do this prank in a red state.
You can't
do it.
because already people think that everything that comes out of a newspaper is fake. It's not right.
The press is not allowed to make that joke.
Nope.
In a red state. I wouldn't even say you could do it in New York. I don't think you can do it
Not
in New
now.
York.
Not currently.
There's too much shit going on.
If we got that on April Fool's, my kids would have picked it up and been like, we have to go to school. And this is in California.
They would have gone.
They would have
crazy.
gone
They would have
ballistic.
lost it. It's so dumb on every level. It's the dumbest.
It's like a husband that's suspected of cheating, coming home late and talking loudly into his cell phone, like, okay, baby, I love you. Okay. And then turn to his wife and saying, what's for dinner?
Right. You can't do that. What? It was funny.
It's
I thought
like
it was funny.
It's like Jeff Lowe looking at pictures of hot nannies and saying to his wife,
what?
"What?
She
She could teach him how to speak Spanish.
Just want to keep you on your toes, babe.
I just want to keep you.
Just want to keep you on your toes.
Just want to show you who's going to replace you. I just want to show you who's going to replace you after I try and choke you."
Maybe instead of doing an April Fool's story, do some investigative reporting on Jeff Lowe's zoo at the border.
There you go.
The border of Texas. Why don't you do that a little bit?
At Thackahatchee or wherever it is. Coquette?
I just cannot.
Thackeray.
I cannot believe that anyone would even try and do an April Fool's joke in the paper right now.
Right.
That is the most. That is taking a photo on your yacht, an Instagram photo on your
You
yacht.
mean like David Geffen did?
Yeah, or taking a
And
photo,
saying, "Good night, everybody. I hope everybody's okay."
or even I saw a video of cream pantsuit. Something's got to give.
Diane Keaton.
Thank you, Randy.
You're welcome.
Saw a
That's all you
video,
needed to say.
video of her in a mask in her own house, and I'm like, you don't need to wear the mask in your own house.
You don't.
But okay, thanks
Fine.
for doing
Good.
that. Who are you, Cardi B?
Yeah.
And then I saw her like lean down and talk about how she was quirky, like she's doing like an outtake from Annie Hall,
So fun.
leaning down and kissing the dog, saying, "This is my 15-year-old dog," and she's in front of all the things. It's like, just you don't need to do that.
No.
You don't need to put that video out into the world.
That video
if you're
doesn't-
Diane Keaton, just be like, "Hey guys, I just want you to know I'm thinking about you. I care about you. I just donated tons of money to doctors on the front line,
And I hope you can do that too.
wear a mask, be safe. Thank you for everyone who's supported all the work that I've done so far. I miss it. I miss the carefree times we had where we could just go out and see the movies. I'm thinking of you.
That's it.
Not look at my wall, look at my old dog, and look at me in a mask in my own house.
Nope.
Don't do it.
That's it.
Sorry. Did I get too mad?
You got a little mad, Jay.
We got a little piping hot, steaming, piping hot. All right, let's go to a break. We'll take a little break right now. We'll come back. We'll do another story, and then we've got Ben Lee, who's going to do a song for us. This is we really do. People have written to us and said that this podcast is something just what they need. It's just what we need.
Yeah.
We love putting our energies into this in this time and creating for you. And it's just as much it's creating for ourselves. It's helping us sort through our own fears and doubts of this process. It's giving us something to believe in every single day. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, another great story, and then Ben Lee.
Look at our 15-year-old dog.
Hey, Randy Sklar here from Dumb People Town. I know you townies out there are looking for other podcasts to consume during the quarantine. We have a great one for you. A guy who was a guest on our show was fantastic on our show, Jordan Harbinger, who has the Jordan Harbinger Show. It's a fantastic podcast, digs deep into stuff. Jordan, tell us a little bit about stuff that you've covered on recent shows.
Sure. In a recent show, we had Chris Buckner. Now, this guy investigates counterfeiting, not like currency counterfeiting, but that fake Gucci bag you got for $12.
Yeah.
And he traces it all the way back to organized crime. So you think you're buying it from a little old lady in Chinatown or, at some market, but you're giving money to MS-13 or something like that, who's then, potentially giving it to organized crime or even terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda. I used to think that was hyperbole, but it turns out it's not. And it's not just wallets and handbags. There are airbags where when they go off, they'll friggin' go straight through your head and kill you because there's just metal pieces in them. Or cancer drugs that don't have any active ingredient in it. So it gets a little nefarious and evil. Cool. And it quickly ends at the old lady who you think you're helping out and kind of gets really devious really quick, especially since those same smuggling networks that they use to get the goods in are also known to smuggle in drugs, guns, and even people.
Well, I'm a huge fan of the show McMillions, just having watched all of it. And I know the best part about it that our fans will really relate to is that anybody who thinks they're smart is usually pretty dumb.
I can agree with that. That's the whole criminal thing. It's like the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? Like, I'm so smart, I'll never get caught doing this. And it's like, well, it's really, really obvious when somebody with two brain cells to rub together kind of comes through and investigates this.
Well, I love this. For fans of ours, you will love this show as something new to check out, the Jordan Harbinger Show. Check it out.
Major boredom singing, whatever and never, amen.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to this podcast yet, please do so. Rate it and review it. We really appreciate that. Follow us on Instagram. We are at Sklar Brothers, and you can see a lot of the clips of this and other clips of other stuff that we've done. We post a lot of that stuff up there, so please become a follower there as well. And let's get into one more story before we toss to our buddy Ben Lee, who plays a beautiful song that I can't wait to hear and share with you guys because it's so relevant right now.
You want to do conspiracy theories that are about?
What do you think?
I think that's a good one.
Think that's a good one?
I do.
All right, let's jump into that right now.
All right. We all know right now that the conspiracy theories abound. I mean, the Tiger King kind of brought all that out of us. Did Carole Baskin kill her husband?
That's right. I don't know.
Now we're already like who brought this virus over here? Is this from the Chinese government? No. Hold your horses.
At a time like this, like absolute chaos is to conspiracy theories like vodka is to Mickey Rourke. Remember when Mickey Rourke
got water? It's like oil on the fire.
Remember when Mickey Rourke got really drunk and he was at a bar in Europe?
Which time?
He was at a bar in Europe and Usain Bolt walked in and he tried to challenge him to race him in the street.
I like that in this story, Rand, you can't even pin down where it is in Europe. But I do remember it happened.
I'll look it up. If I have to look it up, then you explain what happened and I'll look it up.
You don't have to look it up.
I'm gonna look it up.
Mickey Rourke was in a bar.
Gonna look it up.
Somewhere in Europe. Usain Bolt showed up and Mickey Rourke said, I can beat you in a race. That's drunk confidence, Mickey Rourke. I mean, maybe this is the recent facelift talking. Maybe this is he was probably in like very bedazzled jeans.
3 a.m.
Where
is when this thing happened. I'm going to tell you where it happened.
Okay, so
it was in 2016.
All right, simpler time.
He raced him. He did race him.
He raced him in a 40-yard dash or 30-yard dash.
It was like a 30-yard dash.
30-yard dash.
It's Usain Bolt.
30.
Ricky, I don't even know where this one.
I think he did a 30-yard dash, and like you know how everyone's like, "Hey, what's your time in the 30?"
Outside the Wellington in central London. So this is I was right. It was Europe. Outside the Wellington, 3 a.m. 9-time Olympic gold medalist. It was a boozy race, is what he described. It was just that time of night, when anything can happen. No, it's that time of night when you stop listening to drunk people and you don't allow them to do that.
He's high on the wrestler coming out and a resurgence of his career and probably a new facelift.
Yeah.
And he's got the steroids coursing through his veins and he's saying to himself, I could beat this guy.
Yeah.
How fast is this guy?
That's right.
For real. Like let's cut it down to 30 yards and I could probably make it close. That's what he thought.
That's what he thought. 30-yard dash. I could beat him. I think he took his shoes off and he raced him in his socks because that, I don't even know how that makes you faster. I think that would actually be a million times worse not to have tread on your shoes. I'm assuming Mickey Rourke was in like cowboy boots
and dress socks. Cowboy boots, dress socks,
something like that.
And he tried to race the fastest man in the history of the world.
Yeah.
And he probably got smoked, and he probably told people it was closer than it was.
I'm sure he did.
Mickey Rourke.
I'm sure he did. That's vodka telling you can do anything, that anything is possible.
So COVID-19 and the virus and a lot of time on our hands and a lot of internet reading where we all know, hey, is this true? I don't know. Maybe this is true. Everything on the internet looks equal. That's the problem. The internet is the grand
vodka telling Mickey Rourke could pull this thing off is the same thing like Chaos Today telling people like Woody Harrelson. I love Woody Harrelson.
I love Woody Harrelson.
I love that does he go to Burning Man? He does go to Burning Man.
He probably does. That's like that guy's pants were higher than
Woody Harrelson at Burning Man. Whether he was there or not, he's probably really high.
If he would be there, we know he'd be high. He's a reference point
I know for a
us.
fact he'd be high. All right, because I've been there. All right, so Woody Harrelson said that 5G cell phone networks are the cause of coronavirus.
And he's got millions of followers.
Yeah, he has millions of followers who are listening.
So this is not like a 7 drunk dudes at a European bar.
Yeah.
Who are egging him on. He's not saying this in the dead of night. He's saying this on his Twitter feed to millions and millions of followers.
Here's what he said in his statement. I haven't fully vetted it. Great.
You could end right there.
Yeah, I
haven't
haven't
fully vetted it.
Then
period.
you know what?
Send.
Then I haven't fully vetted it.
That's all you need to do. Send it out. I haven't fully vetted it. Send.
This is like what you were saying with Diane Keaton, Jay. I haven't fully vetted it, but I find this interesting. He writes to his millions of followers that the 5G radiation is exacerbating the contagion spread and making it more lethal. Now, if it's true and you have proof of that and that's what it, great. Then talk about it and that's what it is. But if you don't know what it is, you haven't fully vetted it, don't put it out there. I'm sure everyone listening on your Instagram is like, yeah, you know what? We're going to fact check that for you. Okay, Woody?
No.
We're gonna fact that.
No. People are like, oh, hey. Yeah,
By the way, that post got
definitely.
25,500 likes, while a later one of a video showing Chinese campaigners attacking phone towers got viewed more than 300,000 times.
So he's getting his message that he hasn't vetted yet out there.
Right.
That's getting out there.
So singer MIA, which where has she been?
She's kind of been.
She's been. We can't find her anywhere.
She's been. What's the word for it?
She's been
Out of the public eye.
Yeah, right. She reportedly tweeted about her fears over 5G recently, saying that if it does not cause COVID-19, it can confuse or slow the body.
What are you talking about?
We don't know this to be true right now.
You said the phrase, I get high like paper.
Yeah.
And I fly like planes.
Yeah.
Shut up.
By the way,
You're not a doctor. We don't need your bullshit right now.
by the way, make great music that we can listen to and enjoy right now.
How about
Please.
that? Do that. Do a little more of that. Do the sound of a gun cocking.
By the way, I'm not saying that 5G isn't bad.
We don't know if it's bad.
It could be terrible. It feels like whatever we're putting up next to our ears is terrible and it's cancer in a box, but I don't know that.
We don't know
vetted
that
it.
yet. And they're saying the 5G network, is that what's doing it?
I
You're not
guess
even
so.
being clear about your conspiracy theory. And maybe you're right. We're not saying you're wrong or you're right. We're just saying stop.
By the way, Dr. Michael Head, please tell me his first name is Murray.
Michael.
One Night in Bangkok. Dr. Michael Head of the University. Michael Head is not the full name. Like Murray Michael Head. It's Michael Head.
I think it's Dr. Michael, and he's head of the University of Southampton. That's the way I read it.
I thought it was Dr. Michael Head of the University of Southampton.
I think his name is Dr. Michael,
and he's head of the University
and
of
he doesn't
Southampton.
let anyone use his last name.
That's right.
Hi, Dr. Nick. Hi, everybody.
Told the Evening Standard that such ignorance could prove dangerous. Yeah, because they have a lot of followers. Conspiracy theories are a public health danger.
You're not a guy giving out DVDs of loose change at a mall in Glendale.
This is why
you're on the internet
That's
speaking
right.
to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. You need to be smarter about what you put out there. You have to. I'm sorry.
This
you have
is
that
why.
responsibility.
This is why that we all have to get back to work.
Yes.
Eventually. This is why I want this to everybody listen to what your authorities are
Celebrities
doing.
included, celebrities especially.
Yeah, they have too much time on their hands. If you've never listened to the Styx song, go back and listen to the Styx song, Too Much Time on My Hands. Tommy Shaw talks about it. You got problems when you got too much time on your hands.
Right. I mean,
He predicted it.
If Woody Harrelson was, and he's a fabulous actor.
Unbelievable.
If he was learning lines and getting into character and prepping for a new role, would he have time to sit there and put out this tweet about 5G?
We could start the rumor that coronavirus was started by aspartame.
So bad, by the way.
The stuff that's in Diet Coke
that gives you cancer. Yes. Fine.
It's bad. It's a bad thing, but can we hang coronavirus on that? Maybe. Coronavirus was started by the Navy. Coronavirus was started by Old Navy.
Where's Morgan Fairchild? Where's she been? Maybe
Where's
she
the
died.
old lady with the giant glasses? The old Navy. Where's she?
We haven't seen her for a long time.
Okay. Conspicuously missing from public life. How are cargo pants $3? Tell me that. If they didn't start coronavirus. We haven't vetted it, but tell me that.
Yeah, we haven't vetted it, but look no further than Old Navy.
By the way, it's easy to put out unfounded stuff that you.
It's so easy.
So simple.
And you know what? It's kind of fun, so I get it. It's fun because we're scared right now.
Well, what it tells
we are scared right
right.
now, Randy,
That's right.
and we need to point a finger at something because we don't have a solution, we don't have a timeline, and we don't really have somewhere to point our anger to. Yes, you can point your anger at the Chinese government, perhaps for not spreading the word early enough or for trying to cover up the situation of how bad it was and not realizing that.
You can be legitimately angry.
You can be angry at that. You can be angry at the government for not having stricter restrictions at open air markets. You can be angry at all of that. Yes, you can. But people who want to have conspiracy theories, they want to tie it all up into a neat bow
That's
so
right.
they can really direct
right.
that anger.
That's
Because
right.
they want to they have anger inside of them that they can't contain and they can't control. And they need to put it out on something else.
So when celebrities get into the conspiracy game mix, it's more dangerous because they have more followers. So it tells me that they don't have that group of friends that they can hop on a Zoom meeting and say all this
What do you
stuff
guys
to.
think about this?
Do you guys
think? Do you guys think 5G and then a bunch of people laugh in your
Friends
face?
of Woody would be like, "Are you fucking high right
Shut
now?
up, dude.
Are you joking right now?
Okay, yeah.
Don't say that anywhere but
5G is gonna give me a COVID.
yeah. Yeah. Don't say
He's
that.
friends with Stephen Avery's father from
Don't say that anywhere but on the Zoom meeting, is what your friends would say, is what your really close friends who could say anything to you. So that tells me they don't have friends that say that to them. They have nobody in their life that would say that to them.
And I cannot stress enough, this does not take away of our appreciation and our respect for the work that the man's done.
He's done amazing stuff.
But you just can't, you have to understand, with great power comes great responsibility.
Agreed.
You got it. And you might be angry right now, and you may be wanting to point that finger. You know what? Tell all your friends that. Send an email to 12 of your friends and say, this is what I'm thinking, and I'm really angry about this.
You're a strong man and a great man. It takes much more strength to show and exhibit restraint in these instances instead of pushing weird-ass conspiracy theories.
And if you're right 5 years from now, we're big enough people to be like, you know what?
They were right.
They were right.
He was onto it early, and we shouldn't have said anything about it. But
in the meantime, you crazy.
Keep it to yourself.
You crazy.
Either that or blame Old Navy.
All right. Before we get out of here, our buddy Ben Lee, who is doing like a nightly talent show.
Was he in the Bens?
I think so.
Maybe.
Look it up. Ben is so great. He's a musician we've worked with at Largo. He's doing I think it's a live stream talent show with his daughter that is so funny a couple nights a week. He talks about it on an Instagram Live. He's a great follow. And go into his music catalog and check out some of his music. That's our music recommendation
there
for
we go.
you.
I'm going to tell you who's in the Bens. Hold on.
Ben Folds?
I think it was Ben's.
Not sure.
I don't know. We'll find out who it is.
He's fantastic. I love him, and he's a great artist.
Ben Lee, Ben Folds, and Ben Queller.
Look at that. That's a great band.
It's a great band's right there. I love it.
So get into his stuff, and his solo stuff is amazing. And check this out, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Go punch a water faucet.
And then go wash your hands. We'll see you tomorrow.
Enjoy Ben Lee.
Hey guys, thank you for inviting me to sing a song for your audience on your video podcast. And yeah, what a weird time. I've been, to pass my time and kind of keep us sane, me and my 10-year-old daughter Goldie, we started doing a quarantine talent show on my Instagram Live every second day at 3 p.m. LA time. And it's been pretty fun. We're having people call in and join up and do a backflip or bend their fingers back or sing a song or teach us chess moves or a pun or, all kinds of weird and wonderful things. So people can check that out if they want to. And I just wanted to play a song of mine today that's been oddly giving me a bit of solace for some reason. It's a song I wrote maybe 20 years ago called Hard Drive that some people know it from Evan Dando did a version of it on his album Baby on Board. But yeah, it's a song about embracing life, continuing to move forward. So that's what it's doing. This one's for you guys. This is the town I'm living in. This is the street I'm walking down. These are the friends I'm visiting. These are the clothes I'm wearing now. This is the house I'm building here. This is the girl I'm marrying. This is the chord I'm strumming now. This is the faith I'm leaning on. This is the child I'm bearing now. This is the love that I've always had. This is the face I make when I'm sad. This is the town I'm living in. This is the hard drive. This is the ocean. Have you ever felt yourself in motion? Have you ever felt yourself in motion? These are the feet I'm standing on. These are the hands that built a world. This is the bed I'm sleeping in. This This is the shirt I'm buttoning. This is the pace I'm moving at. This is the tune I'm humming now. This is the road I'm walking down. These are the lips that form my words. This is the stone that I want to turn. These are the people that I love. These are the eyes that look up above. This is the town I'm living in. This is the hard drive. This is the ocean. Have you ever felt yourself in motion? Have you ever felt yourself in motion? Lots of love to you guys. Thanks again for having me.